Hey everyone, we're playing Ghost Recon Future Soldier on Chapter 2. This is the subtle arrow chapter, and right now it's telling us that we have the camo to activate. Camouflage, they're just shortening it to the word CAMO, and now you know I could spell. But right here, you see how that line right up there? I don't know what that would be referred to. Whenever it goes like pinkish, that's kind of like a yellow stoplight warning for you to back off. And if it goes to red, you're probably not going to be able to back off in time. So you don't have to walk as slowly as you have to do in The Last of Us. If you guys have played that, I was actually really tempted to, just flick the analog stick just barely, but you don't have to graze it like you do in The Last of Us. You can push it forward all the way. And in this section, they did want you to stealth it. I mean, they did want you to at least try to do the stealth, but you don't fail for shooting enemies. As you just saw a moment ago, I aimed in at that guy and shot him in the head. And even though I caused a disruption, it's not one of those particular sections in the chapter where if anyone hears anything, then you automatically just fail. So this next part, hold the O button to be prone on the ground. And then we're going to have this truck coming up, which I imagine you'd just get shot down in seconds over here. I don't think you could get run over, but if you look at the line over my body, see how it was turning orange right there? That was, warning sign went off right there. I like the look of the game too, and the aesthetics of it, and you see the big words in the sky. It's kind of out of place, but it's a nice touch. It kind of breaks down that fourth wall, so to speak, but it's still, I like the design choices, the artistic style of this game too. So I tossed a sensor grenade right there to see who was doing, or see who the hell was where, and lighted up this smoker over here, no pun intended, and I'm going to take him out with a stealth kill. I was getting some lag right there for no real reason. I wasn't rendering anything in the background. That's the only reason I would ever get lag, because it's a single player. So there's no reason to get lag in single player games, unless if the game's not fully optimized, but this game's perfectly optimized so far. So it says right there, detected Vic Benedict. Sometimes it's just going to say that, but it's not the end of the world. You could just keep playing on. And traditionally, I don't really like stealth games, but I've come to appreciate them a little bit more and be more competent at them, because I did a guide for The Last of Us, and that game really requires you to be stealthy on survivor mode. And I'm enjoying this game. I really am. Nothing's been too strenuous thus far, but I'm not really asking for trouble, because when you ask for trouble, you generally find it quickly. So I like to just just be confronted with trouble and then deal with it. Okay, so here we're performing a sync shot, and the guy who we're not messing around with is the transport, the guy in the red shirt, so don't even mess with him. You just hold the left L1 and then target these guys. You have to target 4 of them, so it says 3 targeted so far, then there's one guy to the right, target him, and then wait till it says ready and waiting, and then I shot. I don't think it matters whom you shoot, as long as you shoot one of them, and as long as everyone in your squad is ready to shoot. So here, we have to not be, see it says right here, kill the mercenaries without raising the alarm, and beware the civilians. I think beware the civilians only means, don't shoot them unless you want to lose points, but this is not a scoring session for me here. I don't care what rank I get or how many points I lose. But I'm going to perform another sync shot right here. So there's the number 3 target, and here's the number 4 target, and everything's ready. I'm just going to take that guy out, and you notice it goes in like that little bullet time where it slows down, and it tells you, without having to tell you directly, that you succeeded. So here we go. When the reticle's over the enemies and it's aqua, that aqua color, the bluish color, that just means that they're civilians, so you don't need to mess with them. So the targets we need to take out is that guy right there, and then this guy here, and then there's one more. So there's 3 guys here, and then just wait for everything to sync up. You know, this guy needed to get in position, 30K, whatever his name is, and we took those guys out. And I think after that, you notice I'm walking around, and then I had to put the camouflage back on. It might take you out of it once you do a sync shot. It might put you out of the camouflage. I'm not sure. I'm not the authority on this game. I'm just trying to take you guys through the game. And you know, and if you're not playing and you're just watching, my goal is just to entertain and inform and instruct. So what I did right there is I just killed the last guy because there's no more enemies. I don't believe we're closing in on the distance, but before we're going to be tracking the lead overlord in this area. And it's a pretty fun section. So just keep walking up here. Those women are going to lose their tubs. Sorry about that. And then up here, we're doing another thing here. We're ordering the teammates to do a sync shot. We're not participating in the sync shot. We're commanding it. So what you need to do here is the same thing, actually. Just you know, what's it called? Line up all the targets, make sure everybody's ready, and then you have to hold the R2 button down. So we're still in the tutorial phases of this game, and that's fine by me because there needs to be a learning period in a new game for everyone. I mean, you can't just jump into a game because a lot of games these days are really complicated, and that's not to disparage them, but you have to learn them. And if you don't, you pay the price. So here we're following Makaba, and no one can hear anything, especially him. So what we're doing here is we're just following him, and we're just taking out any guys around him. And there is one guy up on the roof that your teammates tell you to focus on or something, but every time I shot that guy up there, even with a suppressed round, somebody discovered his body. So this is pretty scripted. I mean, it's going to transpire in the same way every single time. There is even going to be a truck that drives by. See that guy up there to the left, that sniper, or whatever he is. Don't even mess with him. There's no reason to. And here comes the truck right on cue. I'm not really sure what that's for. I don't know if it helps the stealth section, or you know, maybe if you could hide behind it briefly if you're walking too fast or something. But here I remembered, because I did this last night and I'm redoing it now. You need to go over here a little bit and take out this guy. And then now we're following Makaba and another of his friends right here who's just walking with him. And what's going to happen is the friend is going to take a right turn up ahead, and then we'll be able to choke him out. And then we'll be going down the path more. And then I think this thoroughfare gets populated by people, so we're going to need to go into cover.
Back off a bit, don't want them to see us.
And it's really nice because if you're too close to Makaba, your teammates will say back off. So I was disoriented right there, and I don't like that kind of disorientation in games, and I don't think it's intentional of the game, but I wish I could be directed like immediately back where my aim was, like my focus. Like I was focused down the road. I wish you'd have snapped me back. See, it says companies coming down this way. So I've always come over here into the cover, and I think it even says go into cover. So this would probably be the safer way, and in fact, you probably should not have even gone what I did right there. And once he gets over to the right a little bit more, we're going to get a cutscene which I edited out. And at this point, it doesn't matter if you go guns blazing, but I'm going to take out these 4 guys. Might as well, you know, these 3 guys plus Makaba, just to expedite things. So there's the sync shot. And I'm going to vault over that ammo box right there. And what I did was I took out 2 grounded foes and Makaba, the boss. You know, he's just a normal guy anyway around this vicinity. Oh, there's that son of a bitch who was shooting at me. I didn't see this guy. Now I see him. In hindsight, you know, you see him You don't see him when you play, but see, I was looking to the left at the guy behind the turret. I think that Now I didn't know where the hell the guy was shooting at me. He was behind the truck the whole time. No wonder. Okay, so I'm gonna take this guy out, hopefully. And as far as like how much damage you receive, I'm pretty comfortable with the damage I'm receiving. It doesn't seem that you're just immediately killed instantly like some games like Uncharted or Spec Ops or Gears of War 3 or any Gears games, I should say. But it's still tough. I'm just saying that you do get a little reaction time. Seems like sometimes in Spec Ops you're just dead in a blink of an eye. So now I need to get behind the cover and take out whomever's left. There's a few guys left, and I just couldn't see anybody. I think a dust storm comes up here too, and it starts obscuring the environment even more. We had intel of that event too in a cutscene, so I wasn't surprised that we had a little dust storm. But there I was shooting futilely at the guy in the house. Sometimes I just go for a shot, even though it might look stupid when I'm playing the game like I don't know what I'm doing. So now I'm going up here. Have the height advantage, but I need to stay behind cover just in case anybody decides to find me. So we are eventually going to make our way over to the airstrip as well. See the airstrip sign up there? Now I saw this guy down here, and I wanted to see. I was trying to jump over the sandbags, but you have to just jump off the regular part of the building that's not sandbags. And so I think one of my squad mates killed this guy because I wanted to punch him and get a melee kill or something like that. And you can do those. So that section's clear. And now we're going to secure the arms shipment, but we have to go to the airstrip first, and we're going to go to the we're going to go there after a cutscene, which is going to be edited out, and there's going to be an ammo cache over here to recharge your weapons, resupply your weapons rather, and you just need to get over to where your teammates are waiting for you and go in the circle. Okay, now we're going to be making it over to the airstrip, and you want to, I mean, if you don't know how to do this right here, you need to pay close attention to the instructions or read up on them. I might have to actually do that myself because sometimes you're commanding the burst fire or the focus fire, or you're participating in it. And a lot of the times also when the enemies are being tagged, sometimes they get untagged, and I think it's because either the enemy's moving around or your squad mate, one of your squad mates, has lost the sight line, and they have to establish another foot strong or something like that. But see, like I got two guys tagged, and then the third one went off for a second. See, the third one's hesitating right there. It's loading, and then it's wanting me to do the fourth one. Oh no, I didn't do the fourth one. You see, if anyone knows that, that's actually one of the charms of doing guides like this, because I don't know why that didn't work. Was I supposed to tag a fourth guy? But I am the fourth guy, so why would I have to tag it? I don't understand that. But you have 20 seconds to shoot the fuel tank here, and it doesn't give you much feedback as far as you being able to see the plane go down, but you'll either fail or you'll be able to press forward here. So you don't have to shoot it too much. I mean, just fire as many rounds as you possibly can while it's moving to the right. And now we're doing this next battle up here. And the plane crashes a really long way away, so what happened is it took off, and then it got a ways, and then it crashed down from our efforts. And we're also going to be doing the magnetic vision, which is pretty cool. And when I first saw it, I thought it was like, is the whole game going to be like this? But I had no frame of reference for for this, and for also for people who are wondering, I've never played a Tom Clancy title ever, and I understand they break down into certain genres like first-person shooters, stealth shooters, and also third-person shooters. So, how did I come across this game? I don't even remember really. I don't even know how I came across it. I guess I was researching games. That's what I do sometimes, or I'll go on Amazon and look at the lists. But normally they don't break the games down into the specific criteria I need them broken down into. But I basically know what I want. But I'm just a really picky player. So we're approaching the dust storm up here, but you're going to need to snap into cover behind the rock. And I was completely wrong about when you're going from cover to cover. It does snap you into cover. I don't know what I was experiencing that made me say that, but it was probably other instances where it was kind of a loose cover to cover mechanic or whatever was working, and it just but I wanted to clarify that. So we're in the midst, it's daylight here, but it looks nighttime, so you could actually switch back to the view. You'll be able to see things but not the enemies, and that's the most important thing here. So when you first get up here, you noticed I'm walking crouched, and that's because I want to take out some guys. First of all, I threw a sensor so I could see who is where, and you don't have to take this stealthily, but I want to hit as many people as I can. I think the first time I ever saw this game, like, it was an area like this, and I'm like, is the whole game like that? And I don't know. And I don't like war games, but if the game is quality, it doesn't really matter to me as much. See, I'm detected again, and I don't care about that getting detected. I'm sure there's a lot of people who would play a game like this and not want to be detected and start over, but the load times are pretty bad. I've got to say that. The game does have a mandatory install, which I never really understood the installs when I first started using these consoles, but they're very important to do. And some PS3 games that you can't install, if they're multi-platform, check them out on the 360, and then maybe you can install it and it'll run better on that system. That's the only time when I would ever play the 360 version of a game. So also, as far as the D-pad, it says pressing down on the D-pad switches your view. I'm not sure what that means. Maybe it does a 180. Left and right triggers the left and right buttons on the D-pad switches between frag grenades, sensor grenades, and things of that nature, including the drones that we're going to get in the next level. And what else? The up button on the D-pad, it switches to the secondary function of the gun you have. So that was interesting. Because in the loading screen, it'll have a control sometimes, and it's nice because you could interact with the diagram on there and press, like if you want to know what this button does, you press square, or if you want to know what the up button on the D-pad does, you press it and it tells you what it is. I thought that was pretty cool. So I was watching an Adam Sessler video today about the death of loading screens, hopefully in the next console era, and I really hope that's true, but sometimes I just don't know about that guy. And it wasn't just because he couldn't beat Trial of Archimedes on easy way back when, or I don't know what he was playing on. It was probably, if I had to guess, it was probably easy if he was struggling as much as he claimed he was, or maybe normal. But anybody who says the Trial of Archimedes is difficult is a noob, and they're not a good God of War player. Anyway, I don't know. I've been subscribing to some channels lately, and I don't like having too many subscriptions because then it just, I don't know. And that Adam Sessler guy, something about him just, I don't like him. But he's a smart guy, but something, I don't know. Maybe it is that he couldn't beat the Trial Bar committees and he crying and made Todd Pappy had to switch it. You know, because he couldn't beat the fucking thing on easy mode. Whereas me and a lot of other people beat it on Titan mode on our first or second attempt. And I know a couple people who did that, in fact, along with me. Watch out for these grenades here. I hope they're not going to be as problematic as they are in Spec Ops: The Line. But, yeah, we're just taking out targets here. And I'm a pretty, I don't know if you'd call it lazy gamer, but I'm just a pretty, I guess you'd say I'm a default kind of gamer. I just like to use what's given to me by default. I don't like to modify things, and that's why I didn't like Dead Space 3 too much. I mean, it is, a lot of people will agree it's the worst Dead Space game in the trilogy, although it's probably going to have a fourth game, which is going to be even more horrible. But, a lot of good games coming. A lot of good games coming to the channel too. But I've got to be really cautious about monetizing some of these newer games because I could get a content ID infraction and lose the ability to post videos that are longer than 45 or longer than 15 minutes rather, and you know, have my account be not in good standing, which is not preferable. So as you can see, I'm kind of going back and forth between the modes here, and obviously the magnetic mode is much preferable here, and this section has been cleared. And now we need to just regroup. And what we're doing is we're looking for the black box at the scene of the crash site. So we're making our way up there. We're going to have one battle up ahead where we have to defend the downed plane. Excuse me, but it's whenever I do a section like that, I'm like, how hard is this going to be, you know, because they could really make it hard for the player, but I did not die. Never died. So now we actually have to get to the crash site and secure it within a minute and a half, but I don't think this should be an issue for anybody because I didn't struggle on here, and that doesn't mean to say that if I don't struggle, nobody ever will struggle. I'm just saying that, you know, I'm coming into a lot of these situations blind, and just passing them with relative ease. So you know what? Here's the situation again. Look, I don't know what happened there, to be honest. I'm gonna have to learn a little bit more. But as you can see, a dead body was found by another alive body, and everything got turned to red scenario here, and I'm having to crouch here, and it doesn't look like my health is regenerating too quickly, possibly because I'm prone. I don't know why, but the counter's timing down, and we need to get to that crash site pretty quickly. And it said clear, so now I'm just going to do the run over here. Just hold down X, and you sprint. So you have to actually keep holding the X button. But here's the part where we're going to defend this location here, and got a little off course right here, but I forgot that I was actually looking for a black box. And this is an ammo cache. That's not the black box. I don't really know where the black box is. It's just assumed that this is the area where it is, so it'll get picked up by somebody, I suppose. But the enemies, they're going to come. I don't think they ever flank you, so it's not even a situation you should worry about one bit. A lot of times in this game, and in gun games in general, I'm a little slow to seeing like where I'm supposed to be shooting, like where the enemies are. So I'm kind of looking for muzzle flares in the distance, and also looking in which direction my teammates are shooting, if I do have teammates. And these enemies, they have like hardly any HP. I don't know why they have so little HP. If they go down in a couple hits, it's refreshing, but it's also kind of strange. And a lot of times in this game, also, your companions will say like, at something's occurring at our 9 o'clock or our 3 o'clock or some location in the clock, referencing which direction you're supposed to look. And I just don't know if it's from their perspective or how the game can know, on the spot if I'm supposed to be looking in that direction. I don't think it could be that intuitive. I honestly don't think it could be that smart, because that would be really smart to know on the fly which direction I'm supposed to be looking at. So, because a lot of the times I'm not next to my teammates for no real reason. It's just sometimes they lag behind, sometimes they go way ahead, and I'm looking for stuff in the environment. But let's see. Yeah, right here I just didn't know where the enemies were. And I saw some heads across the way, hiding behind this branch over here. Not the best place to hide, but look how little HP these guys have. That's it. That's all it took to kill these guys. So now I saw that truck coming in the distance. Tried to shoot at it, but now I got to get back into cover quickly. There's a grenade right there. If anyone knows how to get out of those grenades a little bit quicker, let me know. And I'm excited. It's summertime, and I don't like to be so hot, but I'm excited about the growth of the channel and experimenting with new games and stuff like that. And this chapter's almost over, actually, so I can't really go into that topic, but the next chapter is going to be, we're going to be using a flying drone, which is cool. But these guys are giving us a supportive fire here. And I think that battle's over. It's that we're all clear. So the Overlord, the site's secure, and we're going to make our way over to the next chapter. I'll see you over there.